Hello everyone, it's Sunday. It's almost 10 p.m. and I almost forgot to vlog at all today. I drove my boyfriend back to Boston today and I've been trying to study. I didn't get a lot of studying done because I was trying to prioritize my time for him. And so I'm trying to get a lot of studying done now. I have 2 quizzes on Monday as usual, and I definitely feel behind on how much I know for them, but that's okay. At the end of the day, they don't count that much towards my grade. It's more so that I see where I am with my knowledge and basically keep myself on track. But I am trying to do my best to study for that. I'm also starting to get more and more stressed in terms of block week coming up. It's just, I think every time I think about how much information is out there and how much I need to know versus how much I really know, and then like the details, I think that's when I start to stress out, especially when I think about the medical knowledge that I need to know of like the genetics, the immuno, the microbiome, and then I think about the OMM that I have to know, and then I think about all the special tests, and then I think about all the other clinical skills and anatomy. And so every time my brain bounces from one to the other that I need to know and my focus shifts, I feel like I get more and more stressed realizing that I know a little bit of everything, but not everything really well. So I'm working through it and just trying not to stress and just trying to remind myself that every day I learn more and more and I get better and better at this. And so that's the important thing, is that there's daily improvement and I don't have to know 100% every day. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to studying and I'll probably see you guys tomorrow now. Also, I hope you guys know that even though it sometimes looks like I'm doing really well with balancing sports and fun and school, I really am still trying to figure it out. And a lot of times when I do allocate time to do fun things or give myself a day off like I did this weekend, I gave myself the whole Saturday off and didn't study. A lot of times I actually end up regretting it, because even though they stress trying to find a balance and still doing all the fun things that you want to do in life in addition to medical school, a lot of times it's almost backfires and I end up having to rush at the end of the weekend to try and make up for all the studying that I could have done. So it might look like I'm balancing really well, but I'm still learning. Hi friends, it's Monday, almost 8 p.m. I had my anatomy quiz, which I think went well, and then I had my my objectives quiz, which didn't go so well, and I think I just barely passed, which is fine. I think it was a little bit trickier, so I did my best. I studied a lot of anatomy today, and I didn't go to the immuno lecture. I decided to come back home and nap because I stayed up until like 3 in the morning yesterday studying for the quizzes. And then I came back for a mandatory lecture and now I'm back home. I'm going to try and fill out some of the learning objective documents to get started preparing for the big exam at the end of the week. And I'm going to go do it on Jihan's floor because for some reason I focus really well there, and that's the place that I like to study now. Hello, it's Tuesday. We had a review session today for histology, embryo radiology, and pathophysiology, which did not make me feel better because there's a lot of things that I don't know. And then we had a case study that we went through, and after that we had a mandatory research meeting, and the nice thing is that they fed us some pizza. So I had lunch. It's only 2 p.m. because I'm skipping lectures, so I'm gonna run through some stuff, and then once the lectures get posted, I'm gonna rewatch those at 2 times speed probably and take notes. I'm definitely feeling overwhelmed. There's a lot of things to study for the big exam on Friday, so I'm just trying to stay afloat. Definitely feeling a little discouraged right now about how much I don't know. Hopefully I can make that up and be well enough prepared for Friday. Hi guys, it's past midnight. I'm finishing up my LO doc for week 5. I think I have probably less than 10 questions left to answer, and then everything's going to be nice and organized in 3 separate docs for 3 separate weeks for me to read over and study for the exam on Friday. Hopefully I can keep this up. I feel like I've been doing decent work today, so as long as I can finish it and start reviewing, I should be in a decent spot. Someone please tell me how to memorize all these drugs. This is just antivirals, antibiotics, and mycobacterial drugs, and this seems like so much information already. Good morning. Actually, it's already past noon. I went to bed at around 3 yesterday, so I woke up later today. So I pretty much just woke up like an hour ago, but I did a lot of studying done last night. My learning objective docs are complete, so now I'm just going through them, reading it, taking out some details that I think might not really be needed because I really put a lot of it in there. There's 3 low docs, one for each week, and each one is over 30 pages, except the third one, which is 20 pages. So I'm trying to narrow it down to make studying a little bit easier, but otherwise the plan for today is just try and read through them. And then I have a mock clinical skills practice at 5 and a mock donor exam right after that. So that's going to be really good practice. So I'm going to focus on the medical knowledge right now, and then later tonight is going to be all the clinical skills and the anatomy. Whenever I walk around with these things, I feel like this is the junior doctor starter pack. So I just came back from school. We had a mock CSA exam, or a clinical skills exam, and that I would say went decent considering how much I studied for it. I pretty much quickly looked over the rubric before going in, so there were a couple of details and things that I missed. And I also completely forgot what the NEAR special test was, which was just to test something in the shoulder. I can't even tell you what it is right now because I still don't know. After that I went to some OMM practice to review, and then after that we had a mock donor exam where we walked around, and there are basically pins in each of our cadavers, a pin per cadaver, and it's in either a muscle, a tendon, an artery, a nerve. There are also prosections, there are x-ray slides, there's a skeleton and it's pointing to a bone. So it's a lot of different things to remember, and you walk around and you write down what you think the pin is pointing to, and then we got the answers. I haven't gone over the grading yet, but I'm pretty sure it didn't go so well. The only reason I'm not panicking is because I've allocated all this time to OMK, which is the medical knowledge, and I'm really only planning on studying for the OCS, the clinical skills, and the OMM over the weekend because of our big OMK exam coming up on Friday. So I don't want to take up the time that I have right now studying for the OCS and OMM knowing that I have this exam on Friday. So I'm gonna grade it, look over it, and pretty much forget about it until Saturday and Sunday when I will come back for it and actually really put time into studying OCS. Also, I was gonna say, you know what I find funny is that in the beginning during orientation, when we were all fresh and we all got here, different second years, different faculty kept saying, you belong here, you belong in medical school, you're gonna become a doctor, you're gonna become a great doctor, and they repeated it so many times that I was like, why do they keep repeating it? I know I'm gonna be a doctor, I know I belong in medical school, I worked really hard to get here, it's weird. And now that I'm here and I see how freaking difficult it is, I'm like, please tell me that I can still pass. Please somebody tell me that I will still be an amazing doctor even though it feels like I'm failing everything. Like, please give me that validation and confirmation that I do belong in medical school and I'm in the right profession. Now I know. It's 1 a.m. I'm leaving school now. Studied for so long. I think I studied for like 14 hours today, and I'm gonna go home and study and then hopefully sleep and then hopefully study in the morning. Hello, it's Friday. I had my exam this morning. I think last time I left off I was coming back from school after studying until 1 in the morning, and then I came home and studied for a couple more hours. So yesterday I had a 16-hour study session from 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. I've never studied that long consecutively in my life. Welcome to medical school. Did those 16 hours pay off? Not really. I feel like I could have done a lot better for someone who studied that long, but at the same time I passed and I got a decent grade, so I guess it is what it is. And at the same time I have to remember that next week is going to be a crazy week of exams, and so me studying so hard for the exam today is actually me also studying this hard for next week. So that's going to save me some stress for that. But more on that next week. On Sunday, I'm going to give you guys the breakdown of what exam week looks like for us. Today we also had donor. We had our expert reviews where we had a specific area that we were presenting to the rest of our little pod. And my group basically had the axillary artery down into the arm and forearm. So that was a good way to study that subject because you have to know it well enough to present it to the rest of your class. So we're done with that. I'm home for the next couple of hours. I'm probably going to do some anatomy review. And then we're coming back to school tonight because we have Surgery Club hosted anatomy review, so we're back in donor lab in a couple of hours, so that's going to be good. It's going to be really anatomy heavy studying today and this weekend because exam week is going to start heavy on anatomy. But like I said, more on that on Sunday. So Friday's coming to an end. I forgot if I mentioned that a bunch of second years from Surgery Club were hosting an anatomy review in donor lab, so that's where I went to today. And we reviewed some structures, clinical presentations, brachial plexus, all that stuff. And then I reviewed a little bit more at home, but today was more of a gradual, starting to focus on anatomy and taking some rest time after studying so hard for the PT. This weekend is going to be really anatomy heavy. I feel like I'm not actually doing so well in understanding, visualizing, like conceptualizing anatomy, so I do need a lot of time to go over the structures and start to understand it better. So that's gonna be this weekend for me. But anyway, that is all from me. I will see you guys on Sunday, and I will tell you guys all about the structure for our big exam week. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye! Hi, it's Saturday. I kind of woke up feeling not so great, but I'm gonna go try and study. But I was just coming on here to say that I forgot to mention that I ended up getting a vice president of the class for the SGA elections that we had. I pretty much ran unopposed, so there really wasn't an election. But either way, I'm excited. I'm excited to represent the class, hopefully help us have the best time that we could here, relay messages back and forth, and yeah, be a good bridge and a good friend. I haven't really talked about it yet because I haven't really had responsibilities relating to SGA yet, but I'll keep you guys in the loop, and that's it. Alright, bye!